Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. According to a CBS News report, U.S. military planners have held preliminary discussions on contingency plans to help secure and remove Iran's highly enriched uranium if a diplomatic agreement is reached. U.S. officials, speaking on the condition of anonymity, revealed that the Pentagon is exploring ways to support the Department of Energy's Nuclear Emergency Support Team, NEST. Under one examined scenario, U.S. troops could deploy to multiple Middle Eastern countries to support a rapid response operation, enabling specialized teams to enter Iran to locate, secure, and transport stockpiles of enriched uranium. The planning reportedly involves U.S. Special Operations Forces and the Army's 20th Chemical, Biological, Radiological, Nuclear, Explosives Command. However, officials emphasize that these discussions represent routine military contingency planning rather than a finalized decision to execute an operation. A senior administration official noted that under a potential deal, which could be signed in the coming days, Iran's enriched uranium would be destroyed on site and subsequently removed, followed by a 60-day technical negotiation process. According to a report by the Epoch Times, Russian Army Lieutenant General Damir Davydov, a key figure in the military's logistics system responsible for supplying missiles and artillery ammunition to the Ministry of Defense, was killed in a car bomb attack in the suburbs of Moscow on June 10. The explosion occurred in a residential area in Belashikha, engulfing Davydov's BMW X3 in flames. He was pulled from the vehicle but later died of his injuries. The Kremlin and the Investigative Committee of Russia confirmed the incident and launched an investigation. Sources indicate that investigators are looking into whether the attack was linked to social media activity by the general's son, Rafael Davydov. Rafael had previously posted a photo online featuring himself next to his father's car with the vehicle's license plate clearly visible. Analysts suggest attackers may have used this public information to track and target the general. This incident follows a similar attack a year ago in the same area, which claimed the life of another high-ranking Russian commander. According to a report by Global News, U.S. President Donald Trump has exhibited a fluctuating stance regarding a potential ceasefire agreement with Iran, even as back-and-forth military strikes intensify. Trump announced that a strong, yet conceptual deal to end the 3-month-old war could be finalized over the weekend, with plans to dispatch Vice President J.D. Vance to the signing. However, this claim follows a pattern of unfulfilled announcements of an imminent breakthrough. The conflict escalated recently, with Iran directly attacking Israel and maintaining its blockade on the Strait of Hormuz, a crucial global oil transit route. Observers note Trump's flip-flopping, threatening devastating bombardments and the seizure of Iran's Karg Island oil facility, only to walk back those threats hours later by canceling ordered strikes and praising diplomatic channels. While Trump seeks a victory lap to wrap up an unpopular war ahead of the G7 summit in France, experts suggest his desire for a political win may conflict with the geopolitical realities of negotiating with Iran. The ongoing war and its economic toll remain high on the agenda for discussions with allied world leaders. According to Al Jazeera, former cryptocurrency billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried has lost his appeal to overturn his fraud convictions and 25-year prison sentence. The unanimous decision was handed down on Friday by a 3-judge panel of the Manhattan-based Second United States Circuit Court of Appeals, which described the prosecution's evidence against him as robust. The court rejected arguments from Bankman-Fried's defense team that the trial judge, Lewis Kaplan, had improperly excluded evidence regarding FTX's financial state. Circuit Judge Barrington Parker wrote that FTX customers were defrauded the moment Bankman-Fried transferred their funds to his hedge fund, Alameda Research, regardless of whether he intended to repay them. Bankman-Fried, whose FTX exchange collapsed spectacularly in 2022, was convicted of stealing $8 billion from customers. While his lawyers may still appeal to the full Second Circuit or the U.S. Supreme Court, Bankman-Fried is also seeking a presidential pardon from Donald Trump, who previously pardoned Binance founder Changpeng Zhao. If his remaining legal avenues fail, Bankman-Fried, currently held in California, will remain eligible for release in 2044. According to Yonhap News Agency, the U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, has tightened licensing requirements for exporting certain medical devices to North Korea. Under the new measures, which took effect on June 11, specified medical and laboratory devices are no longer eligible for export under a general license. Instead, they require specific authorization from OFAC. The newly restricted items include oxygen generators, pumps with flow rates exceeding 1 liter per minute, and diagnostic medical imaging systems such as gamma and thermography equipment. Additionally, laboratory items like freeze-drying and spray-drying equipment, decontamination showers, and carbon dioxide incubators have been added to the list. Experts suggest this regulatory tightening is designed to curb the export of dual-use items that could be diverted for military purposes. This move comes amid North Korea's advancing nuclear and missile threats and a prolonged lack of dialogue with Washington and Seoul. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.